Hello, viewers of Spell, and welcome to the Spell Ray. And today we're going to be doing another part of What If Midoriya Was a Jedi. Now, I have noticed my views have kind of taken a really big hit. Like, I went from an average of above 100 to just like 60. So, yep, gonna need to try and get those numbers back. Screw you, YouTube algorithm. The second thing is, we are at 188 subscribers. 12 subscribers from 200 subscribers. And I think I will be doing a subscriber special. I am going to probably be trying to do some more Star Wars what ifs and just try some new what ifs. Now, let's begin. We start with Midoriya. He was at home thinking. They had canceled school for a week following the attack, both for people to not get overly stressed and for them to thoroughly check school security. All Might about his greatest secret. He had a quirk that could be passed on, called One for All. He had offered it to Midoriya. Now, unlike in canon, Midoriya had a power. And All Might told him that, given his physical prowess, he should be able to take One for All rather quickly. Midoriya said he wanted some time to think, and he had come to a decision. He was going to accept One for All and the responsibility that came with it. He would be meeting All Might later that day, and according to what All Might said, he would have to ingest one of his hairs. Midoriya thought, that's a bit gross, but not the worst thing, as he was also pondering another thing. He had discovered a new force ability. The thing is, it drained life. He had used it subconsciously to try to help sustain his body at the end of the fight. He had also used Force Lightning. He was desperate, but still. Those two abilities were unnerving him. Though, he wasn't sure if it was the light side variant of Force Lightning or the dark side. He had learned the light side variant. It required strong emotion that would release as pure energy. The only difference between light and dark side was the emotions drawn on. He had remembered some of the Jedi Masters saying that you should detach yourself from emotion, but Midoriya started to think about it, and that seemed like everything wrong. Like the Jedi themselves were cutting themselves off from the Force, from humanity. But yet, what they said about the dark side, he shook his head. Midoriya was determined. He would have to decide this at a later date. But for right now, he had to meet All Might. As he left home, he would meet All Might on the beach. All Might was in his skinny form. He realized he had sensed it about All Might, that in the Force itself, his injury resonated. As All Might said, "Alright, just eat this," as Midoriya took the hair and swallowed it. It felt nasty. As Midoriya just said, how long until I should notice an effect? All Might said, hard to say. A few hours, possibly. Your quirk's a little different, so it's possible that All for One might manifest slightly differently for you than me. Midoriya nodded. As Midoriya asked, was there anything else you wanted to ask me? All Might said, no. I'm glad with the choice I made. Some people who got One for All didn't even know the person they're inheriting it from. Compared to that, I've had the great pleasure of choosing my successor. Midoriya said, yeah, thank you for picking me, but did not slip his mind the wording about some didn't get to choose. As All Might said, school will start back up in 2 days. Don't forget, this is a secret. You can't tell anyone. Midoriya nodded, before saying, I should get going. That night, Midoriya would have dreams. Multiple lightsabers, dueling, people he hadn't met yet. death. Midoriya didn't know what to make of it. It hadn't been the first time he had a dream like this, but it was more vivid. A long white-haired man said, "I'm surprised to see someone with this power." Before Midoriya would wake up, his room was a mess. It looked like his quirk went wild in his sleep. Scorch marks on the walls and things moved around. As Inko would rush in and see how Midoriya was doing, as Midoriya just said, "I just had a bad dream," Inko would look at him and says, "It's related to USJ. You don't..." But Midoriya just waved his hand. "No, it didn't have anything to do with that. I'm not sure." Inko said, "Do you want a glass of warm milk, or..." Midoriya said, "No, I should be able to get back to bed. Thanks." As the next day, Aizawa would make an announcement. The sports festival was coming, and they should be getting ready. Midoriya felt elated, but he also felt an impending sense that things on the horizon weren't going to be kind. And that's where we're going to leave it. And I might as well mention, part of the way I make these videos is I'll record the opening, main video, and then usually I'll record the outro. Now, you might be wondering, why is this video so short compared to some of these others? This is what I got after I recorded and then basically cut the extra. I wound up with a video of this length. But if you like this video, or even like the concept, please like, share, and subscribe. Liking helps, commenting also helps, and then subscribing will mean you frequently will get updates on the different content that I'm coming out with. I think I'll do some more Star Wars what ifs, and just do some other what ifs I find fun. And without further ado, this will be Spellreef signing off. I hope you have a wonderful time